I'm on a journey to get better, and I want to do it with you. And I'm not just focusing on physical health. I'm focusing on everything: emotional wellness, spirituality, finances, relationships, and so much more. Every week, it will be my personal goal to bring us, the world's leading healers, experts, and game changers, to share groundbreaking secrets and tips to getting better in all areas of life. Getting better isn't easy, but it's a whole lot easier when we can do it together. Welcome to Better Together with me, Maria Menounos. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Better Together with me, Maria Menounos. So we can know better to get better. My husband's my co-host today, along with Steph Sabra, who's in the booth. Our quote of the day: to enjoy good health, to bring true happiness to one's family, to bring peace to all, one must first discipline and control one's own mind. If a man or woman can control his or her mind, he can find the way to enlightenment, and all wisdom and virtue will naturally come to him or her. And that was from Buddha. I forget who we've had on the show that talked about an undisciplined mind and how dangerous an undisciplined mind is, but we have talked about that on the show before.
And for any of you who know what I term defiant morons, your defiant moron tends to be the contrary of this: no discipline in their brain, but yet they believe that they can legislate, they can boss people around, they can tell you how it should be. And it's frightening how many of those undisciplined minds actually do have power, which is scary. So anyway.
Well, thank you guys again for being Patreon subscribers. I hope that you guys will share our shows with friends and people you think would benefit from it. Frankly, I don't know who wouldn't benefit from our weekly show where we're bringing in the best experts. I hope you guys liked the most recent EMDR special. Have you even listened to it yet?
I have not,
okay,
but
well,
I will. But I will say, when someone like you who's very successful is learning and having breakthroughs every week, then just imagine, people that are younger or, haven't had as much success, what they could gain.
I'm actually shocked. The people that come up to me and say they listen to the show and how much it's inspiring them and helping them. I had a guy just last night pull me aside and say that, and I was like, wow, I'm so excited. And I'm like, it's really here for all of us, me too. So anyhow, be sure to tell your friends to subscribe and join us here. Today, we are going to talk about New Year, New You, basically, and how we approach the new year. My husband is my guest and my co-host. He's a producer, a director, a writer. He's the CEO of AfterBuzz TV, where we are broadcasting from.
I am not the CEO.
You are a co-CEO.
I am the founder, and I'm the CCO.
Okay, we change our titles all the time.
I'm the Chief Content Officer.
Yes.
You are the big cheese. You are the C.
Okay, but I like to share with you.
You're really nice. But no, I'm fine being the founder.
Okay, boo. So he's also referred to as the Hollywood career coach. So I figured he would be the perfect person to bring in for our New Year's Eve special. If anyone can get us ready for 2020, it is my love over here. So we're going to be talking about setting and keeping New Year's resolutions and everything we've done to set ourselves up for success in the new year in the past, so that you can maybe take something from it and apply it to your life. So, Boo, how do you approach the new year?
Well, there's a reflection on the past year and what we did right, what we did wrong, or that's not the
what could
right
be done
way to put
better.
It. Yeah, well, where there were mistakes and where things didn't really go your way and where you can make improvements. But the one thing that I found very helpful, because a lot of times we all will write down these things. I want to lose weight. I want to eat more healthy. I want to, and it gets hard to be consistent with it. But I have found that if you take one adjective that you think, could describe what you want your year to be, and then you can use that as a reference for the rest of the year. So for me last year, 2019, I said, I want to upgrade. And I want to upgrade my wardrobe, the cars I drive, the people I'm with. I want, people who are going to challenge me.
Your company.
My company I wanted to upgrade. My diet, my health. And I really...
Thank God you didn't want to upgrade your wife.
Well, how do you do that, boo? When you have perfection, please. I'm already in over my head. But it was good because I could always go when I was making decisions. I would always go back to that word. No, I want to upgrade. So I'm going to refrain from this, or I'm going to do that. And I think for the most part, if I look back, I think I was very successful.
It was a good guiding force for you.
And if you look at our company, what happened in the year, based on that philosophy, I think it really worked. And so now I want to come up with a new term for 20.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to continue to upgrade, but now I want to be more mindful.
Ooh, I like that.
Because I haven't been, I've always done things with my heart, and a little bit, if you're a football fan, I've run the Wildcat offense a lot, which is disruptive and fun, kind of shoot from your hip. But at the same time, I have not been mindful. I've not been strategic, so now it's about, even in business, hey, this might be super fun to do, but, we want to have a family, Maria, you and I. And now I have to think of 2 little ones coming in, and this might be fun. This might be super creative. This might make someone's dream, come true, or at least appear to come true. But if it's not practical, I have to be more mindful of that now. If I want to, and a little more mindful of my diet and just decisions I'm making. Just mindful seems like the word for me.
I like it,
and I think that's what I'm gonna go to. And then you and I mean, I think after we talk about our terms, then we can talk about like with the phase 2 of it all, which is the going to the notebook.
Yes, I will run the ship and guide you through, boo.
Well, here's the thing. Being that I've had
to do my job.
Being that I've had to force this on you for 20 years,
boo.
I had to feel like that this is something I'd have to force on your listeners as well.
So for me, I know my New Year's resolution is to be more bold. And, I know I'm bold in some areas, but a lot of it has been kind of, it's almost like it's been hidden under the bed or like tarnished or dusted.
A little mud on it.
It's muddied.
It's been muddied.
Because I am a super bold person, generally speaking. So for me, my New Year's resolution is to be bold, and that's across the board in everything. Being bold with my wardrobe and not worrying about attracting attention or people, that goes back to my younger days when I felt like I had to mute so that people weren't jealous or upset or any of that. I still carry a little of that. I know when I do TV and press, I can do it because it's allowed there because people expect it. But
do what, honey?
Go bolder with my looks and stuff. But in my regular life, I'm always a little bit more.
But I want to be clear because you've already started exercising this. It's beyond your looks. Because
no, I know. I'm saying it. That's like the littlest part of this.
Because I've seen some of the things you've been doing.
I've already started my New Year's resolution.
And your mannerisms and behavior. That is not you. I think that one of the biggest, misconceptions about you, Maria, is that people think that you have all this ambition and that you are just this take no prisoners person who just will, barrel through to get what you want. And it is so, if they only knew that you just want to work really hard and then go to the pig roast. And that's it, and just be happy, and I am that person. I'm the one who's like, definitely I'm not a take no prisoners person. I don't believe in zero-sum gains. I don't want to hurt anyone to make it, but I'm like, focus all of your energy and attention on your goal. Yeah, on your goal.
But I don't know if people really think that, Boo. I think that we have focused.
I've heard a lot of people say that.
On those negative people. Well, I've heard so many people say the complete opposite and really kind things. And, I think it's.
I haven't heard it in a bad way. I've heard it in a way like they like, no, you're really driven and you're ambitious. Like they haven't made it a bad thing. And I don't think we should. That's a problem with our country is we make that seem bad for a female. And that's not. So I just want to clarify, Maria. I'm sorry. I don't want that to.
Yeah, I just think that sometimes we focus. There are some bad people who we've engaged with who want to believe something bad of me, right? Those are the people who are jealous and insecure. But I don't think that's the general consensus. Steph, what would you say?
Yeah, I don't think that either. I think that people I assume that you're highly ambitious, but not. I just growing up watching you, I never heard any negative connotation with your name ever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
see,
have
but-
with
and I
other
wasn't either.
hosts.
Yeah.
But I wasn't
I have a
either.
really good reputation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no.
do, I mean, like for Hollywood, what the heck?
No,
I don't
you're
know how it
beloved,
gets better.
Maria.
Yeah.
No, you have a great reputation. I just think that people have thought that about you, and that's not been the case.
Yeah.
I'm
you
sure
know?
there have been, I mean, like young hosts like me who have been like, I wonder what she had to go through to get where she is, because it rarely does anyone get through unscathed.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Really.
I am living proof that is definitely true.
But I'm seeing you be bolder and saying, hey, well, first of all, you're dreaming more again. You could like, hey, your big ideas. You just had one before we opened the show. Big ideas are now flowing back into your heart and your mind, and then, but the boldness of wanting to execute them, I'm already seeing it. I'm like, I'm really proud of you. It's amazing.
Thanks. Okay, so if that's my resolution, Coach Kev, is that my word?
Bold.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like bold for you. Yes.
Yeah, because I can keep going back to that. Like you kept going to upgrade.
So you keep
and-
going to, I'm going to be bold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you keep referring to it. And I know you we went to an event the other night, and you approached some very important people.
That normally I wouldn't approach.
That's right. And with causes, that were, bigger than you. And normally you wouldn't, you would have been hesitant or gun shy, and you went up and said, hey, this is what's going on. And this is.
Yeah, or asking for help.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable, which I don't like to be.
Right.
And I don't like to ask anybody for anything. And I did. And the response was so amazing. Because you know what I thought of too? I thought of all the people that come and ask us for help and how open and excited we are to help them.
Right.
And I'm like, well, why wouldn't people do that back for me? First of all, I've built up enough karma if you're really going to think about it like that. But second of all, I've been wonderful to everyone around me in this business. Why wouldn't they want to extend themselves and help me in something?
Remember, though, what I always say is someone once told me, all someone can say is yes or no.
Yeah.
No.
I know
okay.
rejection is so hard, though.
Move on. Next.
And I don't know when rejection got so hard for me, but it did. It finally got to me.
Well, you took a lot of hits, Maria.
Yeah.
And in the last 10 years, you took a ton of hits, and it really wore you down, and it dimmed your light. And I will tell you, we had at our Christmas party here at AfterBuzz, there were 3 of our younger hosts, and they were all female, and they all have a really bright light. In fact, it was Kanika, Abby, Ellie Kona, and I just said, what I don't want for you guys is I don't want that light to get dimmed, as I've seen it.
It's
Maria
really hard.
It's hard because you have so many. There are negative forces out there, Maria, that are gonna, stop you from whatever, being bold, being upgrading. And you have to play through, and you have to be willing to go next. Okay, next. I'm on to the next one.
Yeah, and if you're in that situation where you are feeling like your light has been dimmed and you are tired, and not just like physically tired, but emotionally tired. I mean, I remember going to Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within, and that just, you want to talk about muddy. I felt like my eyes were all mud, and it just cleared everything, and it did. It unleashed a whole new me. It was the beginning for me.
And
so I really recommend that.
And don't get discouraged if you do Robbins and it doesn't last, because it didn't with Maria. You had to go again and again and more work and more. You get
because you're putting tools in your toolkit, but they're new, so you have to keep using them.
And you're reversing 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50 years of learned behavior.
Yeah.
So it is a process, but it can be done. And I'm watching it with you, and it's like, it's inspiring, and it's bringing my game up, and you'll see that sometimes if you even for. And again, I want everyone out there to do the work for themselves first and foremost. But no, if you do the work for yourself, it will help your loved ones that are around you. Their games will come up naturally.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And then there's, a lot of people have been bogged down with the whole name. I've heard fierce, because a friend of mine who's a young business owner, she's not really tough. She's a little too nice, and she's gonna lose everything because of it. She's a single mom, has young kids.
And she built a really great business.
Yeah,
too.
she did. But you know what? I mean, I went and she's now partnered with a major brand, and I went in and I kind of raised my voice in the store. And I said, I don't care. This is one of my best friends, and I'm sorry. She's going to lose everything, and she's just being nice with you guys. And I know you're being empathetic here in the moment, but in another month, she's going to be out of business.
You John Tafford them?
Oh, I did. I was so mad. I wish I could get into it because it's a big corporation that you would know. But she said, you're fierce. That's her word. She's going to be fierce.
I really like having a word. I never thought about it like that. But I think that's really great because instead of just looking at it as your New Year's resolution, if you look at it as like your mantra word for the year, maybe it'll hold people to their resolutions.
We can always go. Yeah, you can always go back to that. You know, and so when you go into phase 2, then you have that armed. I mean, and it doesn't have to be an adjective. For Sam Roberts, who's a friend of ours, he's got a show on Sirius. He's a content. I need to create more content.
Yeah.
Okay, that's his thing. You know, Steph, we talked about yours.
Yes, Steph, tell us.
Okay, so
I heard some of yours. I really liked. I liked some of them. I'm curious to see which one you're now going to grab.
I'm going with execute.
Yes, Stephanie.
Yeah. Once it was said, I was like, that is it. And for me, that means just I have so much that I want to do and accomplish, and I have all these ideas, and I need my brain to be like one thing at a time and get it done so that I can move to the next thing and just execute it and find a way to execute it.
Execute all these tasks.
All these tasks. Yeah.
I think
really
that's
good.
so important is it's like bringing your division 1 out. Like we see it and then it'll float away and then we see it. So it's like having that consistency of like, boom, knock it out, boom, knock it out, boom, knock it out. Because then if you discipline your mind, right, and you're executing, now there's more space.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's space to be creative.
Yep.
There's space to come in with new ideas here or wherever. And then there's space for you.
Yeah.
You know? And so when you have, as Buddha said, an undisciplined mind, it is actually one of the worst things, I think, for people.
Well, for me, it's like I like work, so I am working all the time. But where I fall short is that I need to be, that execution dips in with effectiveness. Like I need to know how to be effective with what I'm doing so that I have more time to do everything.
Yeah. It just takes a lot of focus.
What was the book, Maria, Howard Stern's book that he recommended?
It was by David Allen. And if Steph looks up David Allen, he wrote the book.
Is it Getting Stuff Done?
Getting it done, or it was really good actually.
And it changed Howard's life.
Yes,
getting
things
things
done.
done.
The art of stress-free productivity.
Yeah.
And I think
we should have him on the show actually.
All right.
I had him on my Sirius XM show, but let's get him on the show. Maybe he has a more recent book that we haven't talked about, but he has a lot of tools and tips. And I think in the New Year stuff, we should start looking at some of these people that can help us time manage better, organize better, and figuring out the art of getting shit done.
I mean, if there was one gun, honestly, if someone put a gun to you and said, you've got to just give me one tool to achieving happiness, and I would say it's not the only thing, but if all you did was organize your life, you would breathe, every part of your life would be better. And this is the time of year, Maria, to do it. I mean, I'm always recommending right around Thanksgiving to begin the cleanups of drawers and closets. And I don't know but okay, so it's December 30th.
I have my closet clean out scheduled for January 2nd when we get
great.
back from New York.
That's great.
Because it's still technically the vacation weekend.
Great.
And I am going to knock that closet out and I'm going to be done. And the same day, I'm going to see if I can get Takira over to help me organize my desktops and my laptops. I have so many files and so much junk everywhere. I want to clean everything up,
love it.
Have a complete new slate for the new year because we have a lot to get done.
Right.
And all of that just holds you down.
Right. And I feel like when people start pushing things off, like it's a great idea, but then now we're into February, right? And
Yeah,
we didn't
you
want,
can't.
and now we want to. How are we achieving our new goals? How is Steph executing her new tasks?
Yeah.
But yeah, this
And
is really important.
One of the things too with like the closet clean out that people don't understand is you can sell your clothes. Like Steph, I don't know if you do this, but there are all these, secondhand stores that love H&M and Zara and all of these clothes. Like clean out your closet. You're going to make some money. So I like to give some stuff away. Certain things I give away, some things I sell. And I keep a little like kitty piggy bank. And that's where I make my donations when there's like a dog that needs a surgery or whatever. Like then I know I have, money to donate. That's what I do with mine. But I'd like to think that I would put it towards more clothes sometimes because I'm like, people are like, oh, sell your stuff so you can buy new stuff. And that sounds like a great model. But for me, I've really enjoyed using that as my stash for charity. But if you are looking at your closet and it's overwhelming you, keep a little, like I have those wire like laundry bins on wheels, and I just put things in there throughout the weeks and I keep adding them up. And then the companies will come to your house too, some of them, or you can bring them and you'll make something and you just keep it tucked away. And that can be your fund to get more clothes or, something else in the future. Do you do that at all, Steph?
Yeah, I do. But I actually do what you told me to do last year. You have 3 bins, or you have 2 bins. You
to
have,
donate, to give.
That's what I do.
To sell.
I did that in November, and it was the best thing ever. Donate, give, sell.
Yep.
Yeah, and my closet is so organized now, and it makes it so I can get ready in 20 minutes now. Yeah.
Well, when you keep those bins, and I'm glad you remembered because I was just focusing on the sell part.
Yeah.
When you keep 3 of those bins in your closet, it's a continuous clean out that happens rather than having to do one big clean out. And so I happen to need a big clean out right now, even though because those bins weren't enough. But it's really helpful to keep you on track. Okay, so
a great way great way to end the year. And I think that along with organizing and kind of getting rid of stuff, and please, like, just don't be attached to stuff. It just all weighs you down. We're so attached to such crap.
I know. Will you help me actually? So I wish I could Kanye my closet. And what I mean by Kanyeing my closet,
I need to know this,
is I remember it was like 2 years ago, he told Kim, and Kim told me, she was like, I'm just going to have 2 racks of clothes. That's it. I'm going to just keep turning over things. I'm just going to have 2 racks of clothes. You see all of these celebrity closets and they're just these massive, endless closets.
Right.
And we all jumped on that train of like, let's have the biggest closet we can have and the shoes and this and that. And I want to vomit. I keep taking it down. Like I had 2 more racks of shoes and I got rid of it because I just couldn't do it. The clutter of it all made me sick. So I'll tell you, I have a lot of stuff and I wear 3% of it. But when I have a fitting for a press event or a gig or something, and we do it at the house, those odd pieces come in handy sometimes.
We could figure it out, I think,
so,
if we looked at them.
Yeah. So it's like, how do I look at this? Like, do I just say, get rid of it, and when we need it, we're just going to have to deal with going and getting it? Right? Because I think that's a hoarding thing too. That's still me holding on to my hoarding side a little because I'm like, oh, but I might need it. Now, I have a better excuse than most because I really might need it.
Right.
But really, is it a better excuse? Like, isn't that what everyone's saying?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Like, someone else isn't going to have the money to buy something new. So they hold on to it.
I just, Adam Carolla, who's, your friend of mine, he has a great quote, like, there's no better time to be poor because everything is so cheap.
Yeah.
Just to give you a perspective, when I was a little kid in the 70s, a color TV was through $400 for like a 13-inch color TV, a tiny one. And today, you would think, now it's a couple $100 will get you like a
massive
60-inch
flat screen.
You know what I mean? So, but that goes for clothing too, with Forever 21, Zara, H&M, and then the fact in this stupid world that we live in, why would you spend a lot of money on clothing? You can take a picture in it. You might be embarrassed
Yeah.
to be seen it again. So it's better to get the low price clothing, wear it a few times, move on.
I also wonder, like, as celebrities, we go and we borrow clothes, which means they're used. Okay. So I'm using, sample shoes that they're lending me. I'm using sample clothes. By the way, generally they're not even dry cleaned. And so what's the difference between that and going to a secondhand store and buying, some nice pieces that you will wash and having a cool wardrobe if you don't have the money to buy new stuff as frequently as you like? There shouldn't be a stigma to buying at a secondhand store if you're getting cool pieces.
I think actually cool. A lot of my stuff is thrift shopping.
Yeah, because Steph owns it, girl.
Honey.
She does. So,
Also, thrift shopping, I know not everyone cares about this, but it's way more environmentally friendly. What the fast fashion industry is doing to the environment is actually really bad. That's one of my resolutions. I want to stop getting fast fashion.
No way.
Yeah.
great scam.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
it's so nice to be woke. Thank you
It's
for
a great
waking
day
me.
to be woke.
Although, Maria, there was a time today where we needed the old middle-aged white man. Did we not, Stephanie?
Yeah. Also a good time, New Year. Fix your car up if you can. I have a appointment this weekend to get it. I'm gonna fully vacuum everything.
It is a good idea.
Get it detailed, yeah.
Detailed
Yeah,
fully. But I also
absolutely.
had a problem where I didn't call my middle-aged white man, Keven Undergaro.
I'm going to say, here's where the middle-aged white man is actually useful. Like, I know we're often maligned today, and as I said, rightfully so in many ways. But when you have
A car problem.
these things, I'm like, you've got a middle-aged white man on speed dial. What are you doing? Going off to a Pep Boys, like a chain to get your car fixed? And like, of course they violated her financially, and I just had to raise my voice because my staff here, all of them, Maria, the guys, the girls, all of them, they buy used cars without me or new cars without me, or they go to get their cars fixed, and then they all get buried, and then their heads are all down. I'm like, enough! Like, you have me. Why are you doing that?
Yes, why do you do it?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think about it, and now my lesson is learned.
All right, so I'm going to tell you, let me tell
In
you.
2020, my resolution is listen to Kevin. Call Kevin.
No, that's not it. It's
Honestly,
just-
that is that's
No.
not a resolution. I
When-
had that come to Jesus moment.
When you have veterans,
ago.
when you have older people in your life and resources, you use it. Maria, your whole career was based on that. You
This is
always
true.
listen to older people.
Yeah.
This is true.
So
true.
that's why, and I'll tell you, as I do it because I care and I don't want to see them stressed. But if an old businessman's going to hate on me and say, that's not proper in business, I say it is, because all those
What, to
little
help them?
yeah, the old guard would say, I don't get involved in the
don't-
personal
yeah,
lives
yeah.
of my, they grunt and groan at you. And what the old guard doesn't understand is, like, all those little stressors add up. And now they're not able to do their jobs.
It's true.
Because they're worn down or they're stressed. And they don't have it in their brains to blame the Pep Boy mechanic who screwed them. They're blaming their life, their job. If only my job wasn't so hard, or if I got more money. It just all leads to a mess that all could be avoided if we just spoke to the middle-aged white man every now and again.
Question for both of you, because I know
I want to be fair.
for me,
It can be a middle-aged black man, a
it could be
middle-aged
just a
Asian
middle-aged.
man, and it could be a middle-aged woman as well.
Oh, okay.
Of multiple races.
Okay.
Just not me.
Sometimes we have to, and if we don't have those veterans, then we go to this thing. It's spelled YELP.
Or Angie's List.
And you just may not have mechanics, but even with Yelp, I caution you to some of those reviews can be bought.
Okay,
So.
Steph, what's your question?
My question is that there's a lot of things that people want to attack in the new year, like car, house, organization, work,
Should be
personal
done now,
resolutions. Okay,
the old year.
yeah. So, should it be done ASAP? Do you do
you have
it
24 hours.
No. seriously.
Obviously, personal resolutions take growth and months and time to do. But how do you approach it? Is it you separate a day by day to dedicate to each task, or what do you suggest?
So we talked about this months ago leading up to
the end of the year to inspire people to start it, because the goal is, if you can do it little by little in the few months approaching the the new year,
Start around Halloween or Thanksgiving.
yeah, it's a lot easier. But
if you can't,
you got to go as fast as you can. Like for me, I realized I had only a few days off to really enjoy my family for Christmas, and I wasn't going to use those days to do my closet clean out. I scheduled it for the day I got back from New Year's so that I could still do it while it was vacation time. But it's technically January 2nd, 2020. But I want to still get it done before that next week starts, that first week back at like life and work and starting 2020 officially.
I think everything outside of work you do. Because what you're doing is you're setting up your foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't build a house on sand.
Yeah.
So you need a strong foundation. What is that? That's a car that runs well. That is, a house that's organized and it runs efficiently.
Read the Every Girl's Guide to Life. The book is actually still so good at kind of teaching you how to be organized, teaching you how to streamline your errands, and how to kind of live your life the best possible way you can so you can be optimized to focus on your success. So Scam, my suggestion to you is to read it. I think you've read it before, but refresh and read the whole thing top to bottom, because it will set you up for 2020.
It really needs an updated version now, Maria.
It really does. I've talked about it before.
Because, those were the days it was before digital, for paying bills and whatnot. But I think the sooner your nights and weekends, and listen,
you're going to feel better.
I also say, like, in this country, work is a 4-letter word in the worst possible way. What I mean by that is, like, why does the weekend clean out have to be miserable? Like, why can't we be cranking
put some music, have some wine, have a friend come help you, and then you help your friend do it.
Like,
I've gotten better. That's why my house stays so clean, because I've made it. Yeah, I've made it fun, and I have a good team.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes it gets daunting when you don't. Luckily, because we did have this talk, I have been kind of prepping the things that I need to be doing. But
she's listening.
I am listening. That is one of my skills. Sometimes it takes me long, but I listen. But I think it gets a little overwhelming, and I wonder what the biggest thing to not get overwhelmed. Like, just change your mindset.
Get in there and do the work. No, just roll your sleeves up. It's like everything.
Just get it done.
If I'm telling you, for most people in this world, again, work is the 4-letter word in the worst way in this country, when actually it's the best medicine. Roll your sleeves up, get started. Okay, we're going to start with the closet. We're going to start with the desk drawers. We'll start with the junk drawer in the kitchen. Just start somewhere. Then all of a sudden you start to gain momentum. You start feeling good. And go late. Go to like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Push your body beyond its limits. I promise you'll be able to sleep so much more soundly, and you're going to feel so good. And now I want to lose weight. I want to build my business. Now you're set for success. And guess what? You're going to find every year you do these cleanouts. We actually do them biannually now to make it even easier. But with each cleaning, it's easier and easier because you're already kind of still organized.
Well, also
from the last cleaning and the last.
Another cool tip too that Kevin taught me is, sometimes you get annoyed. Like if you live in a house and it's 2 levels, let's say, and your cleaning supplies are downstairs and you're upstairs, you're annoyed you have to go downstairs. So it's sometimes nice to have like a bottle of Windex upstairs and like a little Swifter.
Think of our houses.
Yeah.
I have like toolkits in different parts of the,
So it's just always easy.
That is so funny because that happened to me this morning. I woke up early to clean my bathroom because I'm like, that's what I wanted to knock out because I had the time. And I woke up early to do it. And I was like, "Oh my god, the Windex is downstairs."
Yeah. So a little
like,
bottle.
I need one up here.
Yeah, you just need one there. And
cleaning tip: Windex is your best friend. It's universal as far as a product goes. You know what I mean? Whereas some other chemicals leave oil.
The Greeks are all about it.
The Windex. But you're right, Maria. So you start to think more efficiently. My cars all have things in them that I need.
Yeah.
I'm always
wet
prepared.
Wipes in cars is so essential.
And he always has a little vacuum plugged in right next to the cars so that you can vacuum really easily.
Yeah, so I do.
Like you can get one of those little handhelds if you want, just like something simple. Now you're not in a mess all the time, and it's
I found a $4 car wash on Wednesdays now, Maria, my new one.
Oh, really?
And I drive through because I vacuum out myself. I just drive through the car.
Yeah.
You know
and
what
if
I
you
mean?
get those Armor All wipes and you keep them in your car, you can clean off your dash.
And you're good.
And then you're good. So it's coming up with plans to keep everything clean. You know, cleaning a bathroom doesn't take very long. It's literally a few minutes. You're cleaning
That's
the
all it
sink,
is.
the toilet,
That's all it is.
and then you get like a brush for the tub or whatever, and you're done.
fine.
It's
You can
so
even do it
easy.
while
I know.
you're in the
When
shower.
you think about how short it is, that's what made it easier for me, because now it's like not even a question. I will not leave the house if my bed's not done and
Yeah.
things aren't wiped. And it takes 30 seconds to do a bed.
Exactly.
And it takes actually 10 minutes to clean my entire bathroom,
And you
shower,
come home
everything.
and you're so happy.
Yeah.
And put things back in their proper places and have proper places for things.
That's where the Every Girl's Guide will help you. Is
You know.
we show you that if everything has a home, you can put it back where it belongs. If it doesn't have a home, it's going to pile up on your desk and make you crazy. So,
But all these things will set you up great for the new year. And I think, Maria, I don't know, maybe we do a part 2 for the actual like goals and in the what we usually do at the mall, or no?
yeah.
We
Yeah.
can include it in
We
our
can-
after show, which is why our Patreon episodes are so great, because we get more in depth and we're able to talk about stuff like this. So I do want to hear about that.
Let's
in
do
your
that.
after show.
Yeah, let's do that, because what I love about putting our goals on paper is before or in the new year, you're able to look back and say, oh, this is what I did accomplish last year. And I set out to do these things and boom, boom, I did.
Doing that is so important. I didn't realize how important focusing on the positives were, but even for my cleaning life, when I'm like, dang, Steph, you really killed it in the cleaning department, I get so
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. But you know what, Steph? It's all about the wins.
Yeah.
It's all about taking those little wins. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how that's gotten me through the last 2 decades.
And what a good disciplining of the mind to focus on the good and
Yeah.
the wins, right? Why are we focusing on the negatives? Like, let's focus on the wins. And if there are some negatives, you just say, okay, here's where I'm going to improve. No
Yeah.
big deal. You can't be perfect at everything. You just can't. You're not going to be amazing at everything. There are going to be things that are going to fall to the wayside. But then we work on those.
Yeah.
That's it. Now we
I'm
put a little more
excited about
focus
it.
there. And as Tony Robbins says, where focus goes, energy flows.
Yes.
So that's that.
Makes it so
So
much better.
we're going to wrap up this show on that note. Stay tuned for the after show, where we go in deep about how we approach our goals for the new year and our plans, and how you can too. So thanks for joining us as always, guys. And Happy New Year to you all.